Yo, what's good, motherfuckers? So a new league, a new organization of battles has given me the permissions to react to some of their battles on their league and shit, and yeah. So let's check out some of them, and I think this is the one they said was one of the better ones, if I remember correctly. Um, they told me that the audio might be a little on the lower side, so I got everything maxed out. I can't get my headphones to do the both, so you can hear it and I can hear it at the same time for some reason, because I'm stupid. But anyway, let's get into this shit.
Let me talk to him. Let me talk to him.
Integrity is king of God. Yeah, I like to go first. This is first last round.
I see it.
August 22nd. This nigga died by the tracks. But good riddance. At least he died with them raps. I couldn't take it no more. It's like you didn't try to get it back. Losing your memory is what you giving me. Nah, nigga black. If I find out that you helped out for this nigga match, I'ma catch you at the house with your spouse and you getting capped. Oh, and Prince wanted back.
Yeah, a little quiet, but definitely a little better. This is Integrity, by the way. I just watched the battle. Yeah, my bad. I should have said this is Integrity versus King to God. This is their rematch. I don't know if I think that whatever. Integrity just battled in the yard versus Retro, and I just watched that one. And my biggest complaint for Integrity was that his volume control was not always the greatest. Like the only thing I really could complain about with him was that he got a little too quiet at times, and I think that's just, some people have voices that don't project well, and yeah. But other than that, like, he's really lyrical and good when he's on his written shit. And like all of that was pretty cool. Like, he was just like saying he got help with writing and shit, and I'm guessing there's someone off to the side over there that he is accusing of helping write his shit. And yeah, I mean, a pretty good out the gate kind of, let's get into the accusations, let's start talking right away type shit. I fuck with it. Again, I wish it was a little louder, and there could have been a bit more of a punch at the end there, but other than that, it was all well written and sounded nice.
My nigga, I'm just giving facts. You only beat me by GT. Hogging the mic, shit is trash. Now if I could use this nigga ass, feet on my pedal, blunt in my mouth, hitting gas. I rolled up and I showed up in a different bag. Cause we was in school, I broke the rules like skipping class and dropped out. Selling rocks now like pitching bags to the fans that was
Nice.
walking and talking like this. Shit is sad.
I like that. That was cool. I don't know if there's like a crowd chilling around behind the camera. I don't really hear people reacting, and I think there's just not a crowd there or some shit. I don't know. But that would have got some reaction at the yard probably. Cause shit like that was like, it was kind of cool. He was like doing the movements, and the movements were kind of funny in themselves. One thing I think Integrity's really good at is being like out of nowhere funny. You know what I mean? Like, he's one of those guys that just has a natural sense of humor to him. Like, he's not going out of his way to be funny, but it still is comical in a way, if that makes sense. and it's just like a cool charismatic trait to have when battling. Again, he just needs to be louder. Other than that, I think he's a good rapper and he's funny.
Niggas asking me about the battle. I'm like, I can't discuss it. You have more supporters than me, G. They came for nothing. Cause all they did on my kid was watch your pain and suffering. Wondering if I die again, there would be no coming back. That's right, my friend. Cause I don't need you running backs. Don't let me 3-0 you again. I ain't trying to hear none of that. This six papa like Prince from mine. All I see is black, guaranteeing that. If you want to trip with the Kelly flips, your cup, I'ma pee in that. But this cup, my friend, got hen with ecstasy in that. You
That was kind of nice, kind of funny. Like that's a good example of like I don't know what that really means, but it is funny. Like there's a certain amount of like if you say something, okay, so like there's certain kinds of like crazy nonsense that's just funny and amusing, and then there's crazy nonsense that's just like, what are you talking about? You know, like there's like I'm trying to point out the distinctive difference or whatever, distinguishing difference, whatever, fuck words. Cause like sometimes saying stuff that doesn't make sense or is a bit out of nowhere like that is just weird, and like not a lot of people can get away with doing that. But the way Integrity does it is like he almost says it like really seriously in a way of that's like, I don't know, like it sells the comedic part of it, and then like it's not like a crazy punch or like anything super like sensible even, but like it's still like, all right, I mean, yeah, go piss in his cup and then drink your cup full of ecstasy and Hennessy. I mean, I guess that's a boss move, man. I mean that, how much more alpha can you get after that? I don't know, I fuck with it. It's a bit weird, but you know, that's how you establish dominance. And like you know me, I do that shit. I go around pissing in people's cups just to be the alpha of the room. I fuck with it.
a lake, I'm an ocean. Ain't no sea in that. And all these bars are headshots are between your neck. You still have it sprouted. I doubt it. Fucking chia pet, and I bet 1,000 and I'll win to see the check.
That was nice.
King, we all got sure.
Yeah, just with it seems like his voice goes down for punchlines sometimes. Yeah, just go upwards, like make the punch the most audible part, you know? Like make sure that if we're going to hear anything, we hear the punch. That's probably the most important part. But, you know, also just be louder in general. But yeah, other than that, definitely some nice lines there.
But this is Easter Dash, so if you rose again, then I'm closing in on this piece of trash. Round one, nigga.
Somebody warn the West.
How long are the rounds? Like 2 minutes. That was good. That's a good 1.5, 2 minute round. Yeah, the biggest thing with Integrity, I just wish he would be louder. Other than that, he's definitely creative, definitely raps in a almost like sideways manner, and like it's super cool when it's done well, when you can hear what he's saying when he takes that approach. It's cool, and I find it pretty amusing. I think he's definitely pretty funny at parts and charismatic and just entertaining to watch. Yeah, let's get into the next part.
Nigga ain't running. Somebody. Nigga ain't running no more.
I am king, bitch. Your Highness, longevity. They fight.
write about kings such as me to remember my legacy. You make me laugh. You remind me of some kind of parody. The shit I spit is dastardly. I could destroy your integrity.
A bit of a weird start, honestly. Maybe if he was like yelling that, like with those pauses there, like, you know, he was going like, I am, like some shit like that. Like, I don't know, maybe that would help with that. It just was kind of a weird way to start. Kill your integrity. Decent. Not the greatest way to flip that name, but not a bad opening bar. Yeah, I'm just a little thrown off by the phrasing.
But the king in me won't allow me to stoop to such a level as passing me. Boss, I got him. I come with plenty. Behold, the king, as I sip this Henny.
Yeah, I wish he was like louder too. Especially the way he's rapping, it sounds like he's supposed to be yelling, but then at the same time, like, it sounds like, I don't know, he's trying not to yell. A bit weird. While I hit this Henny line's a bit awkward, but I mean, I've seen like Goods do it fairly well when he'll like, you know, hit the, but the way Goods sets it up is almost like cool in a way of like, bro, you're not even worth not drinking during this round or whatever. It's just like the way he did it was like, okay, I mean, I guess take a sip of your drink, fam. I guess that's a punchline, but all right.
My girl, she bad. Stay dipped in Fendi. I'm Cal from South Park, cuz. Oh my God, can't kill Kenny. Boss, I got him. I come with plenty.
I don't know. I guess I missed what happened with that voice there, but it was a bit weird. Not gonna lie. Not a big fan of goofy voices. No, that's not true. I do goofy voices. That was just really weirdly goofy. Maybe it's a reference that I'm not getting. It sounded like it was a South Park reference, but then like it also didn't. I don't know.
Behold the king as I sip this Henny. My girl, she bad. Stay dipped in Fendi. I'm Cal from South Park, cuz King killed Kenny.
King killed Kenny? Who's Kenny though? That's not his name. Or I guess Keenan, Kenny. Alright, I guess. Not bad. The voice fucked it up a little bit for me. When he didn't do the voice, it was a lot cooler. Yeah, don't do like weird high-pitched voices, please. They're not the coolest thing, but yeah, now that he said the line normally, it was actually kind of good. King killed Kenny. You could have just said like the actual South Park line of "You bastard, you killed Kenny" or something like. That would have smoothed it out, but other than that, not a bad line when said normally.
Shit, buddy, envy. Hit him with the left. Watch him stumble. Now they get a frenzy. You that deer I've been chasing. Ain't no ducking this grizzly. I'm LeBron, you're Muggsy Bogues. Ain't no way to defend me. I'm on.
That's okay. I don't know. Muggsy Bogues was not in the NBA when LeBron was. Or if he was, like, might have been, like, a year or some shit. If there's, like, actual footage of LeBron dunking on Muggsy Bogues, that's a cool line, but other than that, it's a bit like, all right, I guess, a tall guy versus a short guy in basketball. It's okay. It's all right. It's not crazy, but not
The
bad.
collegiate level, and you still elementary. I am king, bitch, and your face look like you just stepped in some shit. I am king, bitch. Listen, Simba, you can't wait.
He's doing these things that I don't know if it's like he's used to rapping on a beat or if he's trying to do like a almost like a Briz or early hollow type like catchy thing. And here's the like I kind of see what he's going for now, and I kind of think it could be cool if he was doing it with like the proper energy, with like the proper volume. The punches could be a little better, but I see like what he's going for. The punch isn't the main draw of the line there. Yeah, if he was like yelling that, or just even being a little louder or more like physically present, you know what I mean, like more like gestating, I think is the words, and like doing more to visually stimulate the audience, maybe that would come across a lot cooler. Right now it is a little awkward. It's just like, I don't know, it seems like you're trying to start a song or some shit, and that's not the coolest thing. But if it was being done a little better, I kind of would see what he's going for and like it. But it's one of those things where there are certain like lines or tactics where if you don't do them correctly, they're just kind of cringy, and I'm not trying to be a dick, but like, it happens. If you go for something and it doesn't feel like you believe in yourself doing it, it just comes across really awkward and like it doesn't feel natural. So yeah, I mean, if you're gonna do stuff like that where you're almost trying to like create a hook or a catchy little bit, definitely make sure you're selling it properly, like really really loudly presenting it, making sure people hear it, making sure people feel it. And like that's the thing too, like make sure people feel it is like a big thing with shit like that, because you're not going for the literal words being translated into a meaning. It's more about like the feeling of the bar and how it's being said and the energy behind it, because that's more of what you're aiming to get out of a bar like that. So if it doesn't feel like you believe it, it kind of is hard for the audience to feel like we should believe it. And yeah, so that's my thoughts on that.
Wait to be king, I'm a hyena on your ass. Better switch up your team. I got my Fiki in the bush trying to whip up a dream. With a stick and 3 cones, leave a lump, nah I mean. I am Mufasa. Mufasa, Mufasa, Mufasa.
I didn't like that. Please don't do that again. I'm sorry. What the fuck? Mufasa, Mufasa, Mufasa. That was super goofy. I'm sorry, fam. He's going for it. He's definitely trying out of the box shit, and I'm kind of digging the courage to try that stuff, but then it's like he's not selling it too well. Like, I don't know. It seems like he wrote all of this with way more confidence than he's like actually saying it. And it's a little weird right now. And then there's just certain parts that like that where even if you hit that with confidence, I don't know if that was the right thing to do, Chief. You know, it was just a little weird, to be honest, a little awkward, and like, why did you do that? That was not necessary. I don't know. Okay.
You the star type. This is Pride Rock. We in a bar fight, but not a cliff.
That was actually pretty decent. In a bar fight. Maybe I'm adding more to the line than was meant, but a fight with bars, like, like a rap battle. You're having a bar fight. You know what it was? If that's what he meant, that was actually cool. If that's what he was going for, that's a really cool line, actually.
Practice. Watch the drums dump. I'ma weigh this bitch sideways. It look like an elephant trunk.
It's not a horrible line, actually. The extending the word ways like that was a little weird. And again, he's going for it. You know, the courage is there. I applaud that. I applaud the audacity to try, out of the box things like that. I just get the vibe that like he hasn't done this out loud yet. Like, this might be the first time he's actually saying all this out loud, and he's kind of hesitant, like, oh, I hope this is as cool as it sounds in my head. And it's like, yeah, you should kind of know that by now, but maybe, I don't know, that's just me assuming on that part, because like there is a certain like hesitancy whenever he goes into like those kind of weird bits, as if he knows they're not the normal way to talk or say things. But like, I appreciate what he's going for. It's just not having the desired effect, I feel.
Real talk. There's a difference between a boss. I am King Mitch, and I write like I'm from Mars. These monsters on my shoulder telling me to bring it on.
Did he like bring back the fucking setup from a while ago? Is that what just happened? Alright, I mean, that's kind of cool. It's just, again, really sloppy, really weird. Really could have. You really should have like ran that past some more people, and had people be like, yeah, that part's a little awkward. You need some people around you who are gonna tell you what's good and what's not. Because some of this stuff is just really weird, to be honest.
E.T. phone at home telling me to bring the squad. Flying saucers, hella fleece, cars connected to their arms. Hella beans everywhere. Make them sound the alarm.
Fam just pulled out a phone and had an alarm noise. I don't like that. I don't like props. I don't like using, items in your rapping. It's weird to me. And I feel like on a beat that would be cool, actually. Like if he was like rapping on a song and then he ended it with like hit the alarm and then it was like an alarm noise, that would actually be cool in a song. It's just in the battle, we literally watch him pull out his phone, pause during the lines, get it set up, and then press it and say it. Like, it was... he's really going for it. And yeah, hard to belittle the man with that much audacity, but it's just like a lot of these lines are not landing the way I think you meant them to. They're just like really like, I guess he really did that. Okay. Like, it's creative. I'll give him that. It is creative. It's just not being conveyed to its best ability.
Time.
Yeah. Round two.
My ashtray. Sorry.
Moving along, anyhow. What's the word I mean? This nigga look like he slept on the curb. He stink. Niggas getting fishy, ain't he? Cause he ain't as wormy as he thinks. Nigga, I make you work and take your check like you don't deserve a thing. But first of all, let me apologize. Cause I put a lot of pressure on you. I just wanted the good fight, my nigga. I just wanted the best from you. But then you know, never bite the hand that's helping you. Give me material like that, nobody's gonna invest in you. And I don't get you, dude. How black sound like you when you sound like black? You know how to stay in pockets, nigga, stop it. You don't sound like that. Because your boss perpetuated, yeah, the crowd might laugh. Because on YouTube, I seen the British dudes say, wow, my ass. So be very smooth. I mean, very cool. When you in front of me, you gonna see that I'm a scary dude. And I don't like niggas touching me. I ain't Terry Crews. I'll punch you all in your stomach, make you spit all your dairy food. And your face is hairy, too.
These those last two lines are a little weird. Yeah, he could stand to speak up a little more, throw in a couple more punches, but he's rapping well. Yeah, he's rapping well and nothing crazy awkward. And your face is hairy too is a bit of an odd line, but other than that, not horrible.
Because you got a bush on your face. Nigga, I got a gun. And have it pushed out of place. And listen.
That was decent. I fuck with that line.
Yeah, I'm gonna disappear without a trace. And the cops gonna find your body and I'll be out of state. Nigga, I'm great.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing decent as fuck about.
Okay. One thing with integrity though, when he doesn't have a clear punch at the end, it kind of just peters off into, well, here's some more lines that rhyme. And it's like, all right, cool. But, like, you kind of said the punchline already, and then you added, like, 3-4 more lines that were unnecessary. Like, here's the punch should be at the end. And if you're going to put in all those other lines, use those as the setup. Other than that, I believe you probably don't even need as much of those setups. You could probably just get away with going from punch to punch. That might be a little more conducive to your style.
Fuck about this nigga. I just need to beat the fuck out of God. Fucked up. It's all good.
Somebody warn the West.
Okay, so I think he kind of might have forgot some of his round there. That seemed pretty short. I know these rounds are like only a minute and a half, 2 minutes. I think that might have been a bit short. Wasn't bad though. Definitely could use more punches and then a little less filler. But like the rapping itself is aesthetically pleasing and not, throwing me off at all. Again, some of the words, like, your face is hairy too, is like, some stuff he's like, okay, alright, I mean, that's a weird way to say shit, but it's charismatic and funny, so, I can go with it.
Nigga ain't running. Nigga ain't running no more.
You said the last time I gave you a little rattle, I'm gonna beat you so bad with these bars, the cameraman gonna stop the battle. He said that pride come before the fall. Well, I guess that first joint was his high horse. Cause he ain't prepared for this, y'all. I'm Mount Everest, spitting Mount Kilimanjaro, boy. I put cliffs to your peak like a mountain. Leave your
That was
insides
nice.
laid out like accessory cords. I watch the crowd marvel while this beast
Um,
acts this
Nothing to you, Pete. That could have been added upon. But like the naming mountains on the peak. I think he just said gun on the peak. He could have like put like, a flag on the peak, a pole on the peak. Like there could have been better wording to better convey that scheme. But overall wasn't bad. It's just the line after it was kind of unnecessary. I feel like the scheme was already finished, and I don't know if that line was just part of the next thing or part of that. It was a little awkward, but other than that, the line wasn't bad. Could have been added on to a bit more though.
man. I drop boats like storms. Do you really want to gamble, fam? I'm the captain of America. My shield I'm slinging. I got a lyrical carnivore venom. My spidey sense is tingling.
Yeah, not bad. Marvel bars.
He tried to pull a Mysterio. You a trickster. Look at Loki. Since you playing kid games with this pistol, hokey pokey. I take my right hand up to take his left hand out, and then I switch guns up to make his body spin around.
All right. Ooh, all right. So this King to God guy, he definitely has like the right energy, the right creativity. It just, a lot of things are really like misplaced. Not misplaced. What's the word I'm looking for? Misused. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that hokey pokey line, to be honest. But again, I kind of get what he's going for, and I can see the creativity of the end result that is desired. It's just like, if you were gonna do a hokey pokey bar, could have been done a lot better. And here's the like, sometimes motherfuckers forget, like, just because you can make a bar out of something doesn't make it a good bar, and doesn't make it like a cool thing to make a bar out of. The hokey pokey dance is not a cool topic, not a cool thing. It's like, if you're gonna invoke the hokey pokey, it has to be a little cooler than that. You know what I'm saying? Hokey pokey isn't a cool. I'm actually sick of saying it already. Like, it's not a cool thing to say. It's not a cool idea, So if you're gonna do like a bar based on a really not cool thing, you gotta make it cool as fuck. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm
I
saying.
stabbed that with his rap battle. I knocked him off his square. I caught him at the gas station, the one that's over there. I stealed up so fast, you swear I was Magneto. Poof, pow! Where did he go? I'm Night Corners with this bitch.
Okay.
I put the potato to your chin. In your top like Frylock. This goldsmith or wordsmith or keywords for man locks. There's plenty of fish in my sea. You working with dry docks. The fisherman, I'm wearing scales, working the ice box. I took dry ice and made it melt. I flow with heat, make sure it's felt. I change the current in this phase. Big boys, twin fins, the silver surf like tidal wave.
That was decent. I kind of fuck with the flow on that. The punch wasn't horrible. I think I get it. Yeah, that was decent. More of that, please. More of just good rapping. Like, okay, I don't want to discourage people like him from like exploring or you know, being creative or whatever. It's just like you gotta like learn when to experiment, when not to, when to just, you know, you can't have your whole performance be an experimentation. You gotta just go to what is decent or what is good or whatever, you know, like your natural you know, phase one, who you are kind of shit. Other than that, yeah, like I dig that because it's just kind of like, okay, that's like how you normally rap. Like that's your rap personality, I guess, if you want to say it that way. And like everyone kind of has one to some degree. Everyone has like little nuances, little things that are unique to that person, and like their natural state of rapping. You can usually tell like what they're most comfortable rapping like, and who they, not who they are, but like how they generally would naturally come across while rapping. And like you have to do that a certain amount so that like when you do experiment, it is kind of like, okay, we're getting into like experimental grounds. Like you have that agreeance with the audience, like, hey, this is what I am normally, and like here's the control, here's the experiment, and let's try something new together, guys. Like, but you kind of have to get them on board with you before you start doing all those experiments. And then on top of that, once you kind of get going and you have like your normal shit out the way, you're probably going to get a little more momentum, a little more confidence, a little more just like comfortable rapping, and then you'll be able to hit those experimental lines a lot more energetically and a lot more enthusiastically. So you can still do the experimental shit. I would just save it for like the end of your rounds, the third round. You know, just have it placed a little more appropriately so that when it is like an experimental kind of out of the box thing like that, you know, we have like a basis to put it against.
Spewing out this dark matter, representing Planet 9. Doctor Strange, we tell your fate like it was a terror sign. I can tell your fortune right now in these next few lines. You lived, you learned, you died fast for snorting my lines, cause I'm dope. Kaleidoscope. Your vision of this battle was short-lived distortion, but don't worry though. I got the foresight to speak the right shit to get your brain right.
No real punches there. Nothing really like crazy clever or anything. He's rapping to rap, which isn't bad. It doesn't sound bad, it's just no real punches have been said there.
You'll get cut like a deck of cards, top like hit records. Quick, I ship to me full shit that using deserts.
There was a couple decent lines there though, like cut like hit records, forgetting the other one. A couple good lines there. Like that would be cooler to see more of, just like quicker, like quick snappy punches, you know what I mean? So I would say Integrity won the first round pretty easily. If Integrity had like a full second round, he probably could have won that one too. But you know, King to God came through with like a whole round. Even though I have some dislikes about it, it's still, you know, a whole round is a whole round. And you know, that kind of automatically wins. And I was glad to see King to God kind of do some more like natural rapping, and less of the out there, experimental, weird shit, you know?
Clap it up for him. Last time when we battled, I rebutted off the top. But this one again, my friend, nigga, you not as hot. And when I start spitting with these bars, nigga, I hit you in your dot. I mean, G-U-T, punch you in your nose and in the knot. And I guarantee you, boy, you can't fuck with me, boy. Real talk, man. I don't think this nigga blind. You can't see, boy. But yeah, you Bruce Leroy until you get kicked in your jaw. But I'ma just move it along and get to the verses that I actually wrote.
Okay. I think that was a freestyle. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just going off what he just said there. Yeah, it was pretty quiet. Definitely needed to be louder. He has a good way of, like, he has a decent flow, is essentially what I'm saying. Like, his flow is just kind of, like, naturally decent. I don't hear everything he says because of, like, his volume. But I do, like, yeah, it didn't seem like much was being said there anyway, though, so.
Yo. You tried, my guy, but failed definitely. Cause I'm whooping your ass so bad, so effortlessly. But don't even know I'm running back. Cause he ain't messing with me. Did anybody check to see if this nigga was strapped? Man, check his titties. Cause this bad grizzly, then he's in the wrong habitat. Don't think that you beating me, B, because I'm not having that. A lie, God. Why, God? Please grab a snack and listen to the priest as he talking his establishment. I'm fire.
There was a couple okay parts in that. Nothing crazy. The check his titties bar was funny. Again, Integrity's kind of charismatic and funny in that way. There wasn't really any other punches in there though that I could pick up on.
And you kinda whack. My last rhyme, the last time you couldn't handle that. But we don't need personal attacks. We don't need any ammo raps. Whoever I'm facing, whatever the case is, nigga, I'm gonna snap, crackle, and pop the heater. My wife fresh out the shower, nigga, I'm about to eat her. And
that line was just not necessary, but okay. I mean, it's a weird little brag to throw in. Again, like, Integrity just has, like, weird, like, alright, that's funny, I guess. Another thing I noticed is Integrity is pretty good at, like, the visual stuff, like, moving around and not, like, overdoing it to be distracting, but also, like, makes, like, the proper movements for each line. And, like, you know, when he says, like, oh, back then and back there, and, like, he does, like, little things that just adds to the bar and doesn't distract from it in any way. And yeah, that's a cool skill to have.
once I win this shit again, I'm gonna take out the treater. They had Chris Brown and Marvin Gaye coming out the speaker. Nigga, all hell the king, shells will ring. Whoever watching, don't gossip, don't tell a thing. And if you do that for your boy, check your mail in the week. Go out, buy whatever you want, enjoy yourselves a drink. You sell to sing. You not I-N, space, S-Y-N. See, you not how you spell it sing. Nigga, you...
Spelling bars, not my favorite. Energy's there though, flow's there. Just not my favorite kind of bar.
Bars, bro, on God, bro, you sound like Miguel and Pink. And when it's crunch time, my punchlines will swell your cheek. I'll chop your fucking head off, put it next to your toes so you smell your feet. You see?
God damn it, Integrity. What? What is that? What does that mean? Why would you do that? Here's the... Wait, what? All right. I mean, that's cold. That's a mean thing to do, fam. I mean, I don't want you to do that to me. I don't know why you do it. I don't know why you do it at all. But see, this is what I mean. Like, it's like I don't even know if he's trying to be funny there, but it's just like super fucking funny and like amusing to watch. Some of his threats are just so like weirdly out there. Like, why would you? I'll cut off your head and put it by your toes so you can smell your feet. Like what? I was like, oh shit, that's like my favorite threat I've ever heard in my life. The last thing you're gonna process in your life is the smell of your own feet. Oh my god. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, jeez. Alright. Yeah. Do that. I will fuck with that all day. That is hilarious. Oh my god. I fuck with bars like that. That's just hilarious to me.
These bars I got for you will clap you to shreds. And I don't want to rap, no cap. I want to use the bathroom instead. But listen, picture, nigga, I'll punch you with your dick in instead. Nigga, I'm Luke Kang and I'm Raiden and you back from the dead. Nigga, all the shit that you said, I still haven't heard a thing. I came to king the God's palace to disturb the peace. So please stop all that tough shit. Cause you will hurt to flee. And after this, when you finish spending that bullshit, let's grab a burger, King.
Eh, that wasn't a horrible line, but it was okay. I'm more of a McDouble kind of guy. Burger King. I'm not a big fan of that flame broil. I need that delicious grease. I don't know. I do like greasy burgers though. It's way better. Like, you ever go to Steak and Shake? Checkers has some good ass fucking burgers, bro. I love burgers. Burgers are delicious. Anyway, yeah, that was a pretty decent round. Definitely some like super funny shit in there. Like some highly amusing material. And yeah, other than that, there was still a bit of like fillerish stuff, like, okay, yeah, that rhymes and it's not horrible, it's just not a punch or part of a setup and kind of just there to be, a word that rhymes, and kind of get rid of some of that, try to add more punches, and yeah, when like that whole fucking humor angle, like, don't go into that too much, but like when it is being hit upon, it is hilarious. And yeah, a good round.
Listen, you will get cut like a deck of cards. Top like hit records. Crates are shipped to me. Forward shit they use in deserts. This snub knows
Didn't he already do that part? I thought he already said that, no?
bipolar. AR, spray at your noggin. That's a shower cap. Night vision, so I won't miss him. That's a nightcap. Long range, take out a spinal. That's a dirt nap, Beretta stuff, specially tailored. That's a fitted cap, GI, 1911. That's a winter cap, G.
He should definitely be slowing this down. I don't know why he's going so fast. Sounded like there were a couple decent lines in there. It's just he's going way too fast and is not loud enough to make it audible, If you're gonna be that fast, like if you're gonna rap that fast, you have to make sure that you are, one, being loud, because like when you're rapping that fast, it's already difficult for the listener to keep up. And then if you're like quiet on top of that, it's just an extra struggle. And, you know, you don't want it to be like stressful to try to listen to you. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, you need to like pronunciate the fuck out of every word. That's one thing. Like, I used to rap a lot faster than I do. I still go kind of fast at times, but you have to know when those like sped up times are, and just like practice the pronunciation of every single word in that order to make it like perfectly audible. You know what I mean? Like, because once you start going that fast, the way most people talk, I have a really bad problem with it too, is like we don't complete words as much as we think we do. Our brains as humans fill in a lot of gaps. Like in normal conversation, we usually don't pronunciate as much as we really think we are. And we don't really notice other people doing it. We don't notice ourselves doing it as much, just because, you know, we pick up on what the meaning and the idea is, and that's all words really are at the end of the day, is just noises to convey ideas. And once that idea is properly conveyed, you know, why put in more effort to do so? But when rapping, but mostly rapping fast, that tends to make words blend together a lot more. If you're not conscious of the fact that you need to kind of over pronunciate when rapping that fast. You know what I'm saying? So like you need to have those, you kind of have to fill in the gaps that is normally filled subconsciously. You have to verbally do that now. You have to kind of say every letter of the word exactly how you need it to be said, how it would sound and should sound, and have it neatly be conveyed to the listener's head. Other than that, like, it sounds like the flow was good. It sounded good in, like, aesthetically. I just wish it was louder and a little neater.
Eight hours in the field, take a cat nap. I got an appetite for destruction. I need a bell feed, magazine feed me, feed me, see more squeeze till my fingers bleed. It's a war of words, right? Check this out. Ostracized. I can exclude you from life with these eggshells that's ostracized.
That was actually kind
of
of.
Words, right?
That was kind of decent, actually. Ostracized, have you hit with a shell that's ostrich-sized? I actually like that. I like that line. He definitely slowed down for that one a bit. He had a couple, like, stumbles, a couple, like, stutters, fuck-ups, whatever you want to call it, which, when you're going that fast, doesn't look good to do. But yeah, people think like rapping fast is just speeding up rapping. It's like, no, there's actual like little tricks and things you have to learn before you can do it well. And even like when you're rapping fast, your choice of words does matter a lot, actually, because if you have words that are too similar or have like too similar of a sound at the end of one and the beginning of the next one, it can just, again, you can have words blend together way too much, and the meaning can get lost pretty easily if you're not careful about that. Other than that, though, it wasn't Yeah, it wasn't bad though.
Exclude you from life with these eggshells that's ostracized. That shit you had to spit, get tossed aside. All jokes aside, this my kingdom, my domain. I can hit you anytime at any range. I'm honest Abe, where's my axe? This bad apple about to catch this hatchet like Kane Harder, and that's facts. I'm Marlon Wayans with a 6'6". I came with this long nose. If you Lord Beerus, then I go Ultra Instant Goku with this pole. I go
I'm trying to piece together what he said there. I feel like it was something.
with this match. Where's Bowman? I need a snack. You a petty ass God. I'm disciplined. I'm Iraq. Remember that battle in the Bible with Jacob and God? This is nothing like that. This is worse by far. This snub-nosed bipolar, Kratos, God of War, Ares, Celestial. I must be heaven sent, Imperial. But for my
It sounded like he was gonna do a Greek god or deity scheme, but it started out with like, oh, my gun is schizophrenic, and then like went into that, and then now we're talking about something else again. Yeah, just stick to the scheme on that, because that could have been fire. It sounded like there was something there to make into a bar, but other than that, though.
I'm eating them. For God I miss, I'm bleeding them. You a false religion, so don't believe in them. You a false religion, so don't believe in him. Yo.
You're a false. If that's kind of a tie into the previous part, yeah. Yeah, that could have been all fire if you got rid of like all the needless parts, all the parts that weren't necessary to that bar, because, you know, going over like, you know, Greek gods and deities and shit, and then saying like, oh, you're a false religion, which is a weird statement though, like, you're a false religion, what does that really mean? But there's still like a bar there though that I can see being good if it was done better.
Yo, rappers, I'm Superman, rappers, like I get the weak in there, I turn to bright burn, I take this bitch up and then drop him on his shit, he died again.
The volume and energy he has right now is what I would have liked to see during the experimental shit that he was doing in like the first and part of the second round. It probably would have had more impact and made it less like weird when he did that stuff, but you know, other than that, he's rapping pretty decent right now.
Your whole diaphragm, the nerve of you, had to put a neurologist out of me, undoubtedly, that they concur, conditions looking friendly. Dookie House an MD, is he gonna make it barely?
Ooh, that's really sloppy rhyming, like really, really sloppy. And like, I'm fine with certain amount of like loose rhymes, but like, yeah, that was, you kind of had to like say a couple words unnaturally to make it rhyme, and that's not good. That's just honestly bad writing there. Yeah, if you have to like say a word like really differently than how it's naturally said, then yeah, just don't do that. Like, here's the thing, like certain words, you definitely can, because certain words like then or than, or like that's not a great, because then and then are actually different words. There's like certain words, I'm trying to think of like one where you can like pronounce it slightly differently and it still sounds natural. And because like people don't always say the same word the same way every single time. It's just, there are unnatural ways to say things, and if it doesn't sound like a way anyone has ever used that word or said that word, that sounds bad. If it's like realistically something like, oh, I've heard people pronounce that word before, or pronounce that word that way, they're not gonna consciously pick up on it. Like, oh, that's when you said that word last round, you said it with a different kind of emphasis on a certain like no one's gonna even notice, you know what I mean? I'm still trying to think of a fucking decent example, and it's pissing me off that I can't. Yeah, but like especially with like vowels, you can get away with like saying like you can hit the A or the E or whatever like slightly differently, and if it still sounds like, you know, how people say shit, then it's fine. But like, it's not only that he did that, like even when he changed the way the words were said and made them sound unnatural, they still didn't really truly rhyme. So like MD barely is like alrighty. That's just really sloppy rhyming work there.
Scrooge rushes to his room, paying doctors crazily. How much blood did he lose? 2 ounces maybe. The fibrillation.
Yeah, crazily maybe. Also, like you want to somewhat follow. Okay, this isn't a 100% rule, but pay attention to the syllables, the amount of syllables in the rhyming word, or what part you are trying to rhyme with, and use these syllables to kind of guide that. So like, you know, maybe 2 syllables. Crazily, that's 3. So when you try to rhyme crazily with maybe, it just naturally comes across wrong because you're trying to fit a rhyme of 3 syllables with 2 syllables, and it just mentally doesn't connect. So crazily, lazily, and it doesn't even have to be one word. It could be fade with me, like run a fade with me. Like, take the last. Okay, so you take crazily. That is the 3 syllables, the rhyming word, the rhyming phrase. And I don't know if you've ever played bar pong, which is the name that I believe like Dirtbag Dan and all them out there fucking gave it, but it's essentially a game that every fucking person who raps or grew up around other rappers has played. It's essentially like you pick a certain amount of syllables, a word or phrase to rap around. So like for this, it would be lazily, 3 syllables, lazily, and then you rhyme with those syllables. So lazily, and then da 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 da, crazily, da da, and then it would be the next person's turn, and they'd have to rhyme like with that, and then I don't know if I explained that properly, but essentially, yeah, it's just you're taking turns rhyming with one word or phrase, and it can, and depending on who you're playing with, you can make it fucking crazy, go for like 6 syllables, 7 syllables, 8 if you want to like have a really short game. Like, you know, me and my buddies, my one buddy in particular, we can, if you pick a 2 or 3 syllable phrase, we can just play all day with that fucking one phrase, and almost to the point where we're having like practical conversations and it's rhyming, and like that's really fucking cool. It's a great way to practice freestyling. It's a great way to practice you know, getting the syllable amount correct, getting the rhyming patterns correct. It's just a really fucking good game to practice rapping. And so essentially, and then you hold each other to that. So if the word is crazily, and then my buddy would say maybe, I'd be like, no, that doesn't fucking count, try again. And like you have to rhyme damn near perfectly to the point where like the other person's not gonna say no, that's bullshit. And you're not trying to like win as much as you're just trying to practice with each other, and like call out like, no, that's a fucking loose one, that's a lazy ass rhyme right there, and shit like that. Just shit like that is super good to practice. And yeah, because sloppy rhyming is never aesthetically pleasing, honestly.
It's on deck. Situations with his chest. What you mean, a boy like the man for operations? Damn, that's dire. He ain't looking at his best. Cold-hearted nigga, pull the plug. Lay his ass to rest. I'm the god, little bitch. Resurrect this rigor mortis, kill it. Resurrect this rigor mortis. I kill his ass again. He wanna be first so bad. Well, here's your metal pieces. Now you're an easy target. Pat, 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 pat. Smack dead in your center pieces.
That was a decent line there. There was definitely some before that, but the ending punch was good, actually.
Your loved ones get flowers. I send them pieces. Man, fuck that sentimental shit. I just send them pieces. Closed casket, no cut,
decent.
no creases. Roll me a blunt, big chug, no creases. Time, little bitch. On my Big Sean shit.
Okay. A little awkward at the end there. But, other than that, there were some good lines at the end. Yeah, if you took the last 30 seconds of how he rapped, and he rapped that way the whole time, that would actually be really good. Like, I actually fucked with that part. It's just like, I don't know if it took him 3 rounds to get his confidence, or like, I don't know, or if he just ran out of the weird experimental shit. But yeah, if he had like that confidence and rapped like that the whole time, that would have been a lot better, because there was definitely punches. There was just aesthetically pleasing rapping. Like the rhyming itself wasn't bad at the end there. There was just one part before that was really, really bad. But other than that, it was a fun battle. I'd say, I guess with 3 rounders, a debatable isn't a bad thing to call it, because I'd definitely say Integrity got the first. I'd definitely say King to God got the second. And then the third, I would give it to Integrity, but I wouldn't be like, upset or offended. Well, I wouldn't be upset or offended, but I wouldn't call you stupid if you thought like, nah, I think King to God actually got that. But other than that, it was a fun battle. I think in terms of actual rapping ability, I think Integrity got that punch for punch. It was about even. It's just Integrity didn't have anything I would take points off for, where King to God did actually have a lot of things that I would take points off for. Other than the fact that Integrity didn't finish his second round, or his second round was just like weirdly short. There's just a bit of filler. A couple times I would have preferred more punches where there wasn't. But like, when he made me laugh, he made me fucking laugh. When he was being charismatic, he was charismatic. So like in total, I actually would say like Integrity won. If we're going by rounds, there's a bit more of a debate, but in total amount, I would say Integrity got that. The one line fucking made me lose my shit. But other than that, fun battle. Thanks for letting me, break down some shit on your league. And yeah, fucking open bar. I believe the name of this league is War of Words. War of Words is, I believe, the name of that league. And then also Dignity all day, but this isn't a Dignity battle, so whatever. I don't know how to end things.